ain't 4PF, but he ain't got motion. Made a half a ticket, not promotion. Shout out sushi, sweet, and keep me rolling. But if we get the op, we gotta slow. Ride around with Drake, like we OVO. I got some rats and I want some more. Still got a pass in the hood, call it give and go. Keep a nigga, man, bitch in a figure four. Let me fuck when I want, I just come and go. Man, these rats get too deep for these skinny.
Hey y'all, and welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to be bringing you all to the gym with me for a full leg day workout. But first we're going to get started with some pre-workout from Gainful. And I actually came across this brand at the High Rocks race that I completed in like 2 weeks ago. And I'm really a fan of their protein shakes that I'm going to share with y'all as soon as I get my shipment in. So headed to the gym, and of course I got to get my music going. And if you know, 21 Savage's music is always a good little workout playlist. So I'm going to go ahead and get on the Stairmaster for a 5-minute warm-up. You can choose to do the treadmill, bike, whatever you like for cardio, but at least 5 to 10 minutes for a warm-up. And like I said, screenshot the workout details so that you can save it for later and try this workout on your own. One thing about me is I am going to stretch. I'm going to stretch before my workout, after my workout, and even sometimes during my workout if I really need to, if I'm feeling tight in any areas. Stretching helps loosen up your muscles and tendons, which would then help increase your flexibility and range of motion during your workouts. It also helps to increase blood flow to the muscles that you're going to be using to get them ready for movement. And of course, stretching just feels so good and relaxing as a whole. I sometimes do use a foam roller too before my workouts to get any knots or sore spots out of my muscles. I'm usually foam rolling my hamstrings and my quads and my IT band because those are usually where I feel the most tightness and soreness, and sometimes lactic acid does get built up a lot in those areas. And so occasionally I will, foam roll my glutes or use like a softball or hard ball to get any knots out or any soreness too there. If you don't know what type of stretches to do, you can really just follow along with some of these stretches. So I really like to focus on my hamstrings, my quads, and especially opening up my hips, because a lot of people don't realize how tight their hips are until they try to do an exercise or a stretch that actually forces them to open them up. So this, especially this right here, that opens up your hips when you're into that lunge position and you're pushing your knee out. You'll definitely feel your hips opening up doing that as well. So I would just recommend try some of these exercises here, and I probably will just make a separate video dedicated to stretches, mobility, and different poses to help with getting that increased range of motion. Now onto the workout. We're going to get started with our glutes and hamstrings portions. First exercise we have here is reverse lunges. So you want to take one large step backwards and lean it slightly forward until your back leg makes a 90-degree angle. So I like to lean slightly forward to target the glutes more, and then you're going to bring your leg right back up to a standing position and repeat this 10 to 12 times on each leg. If you're a beginner, you can just do this with no weights and use only your body weight. If you're a little bit more experienced, I would recommend starting with about 10 pounds and then just go up until where you feel like the lunges are challenging enough, but not too difficult to where you can't finish out all the reps. And for reference, I am currently holding 2 35-pound dumbbells. As you can see, the first set already took me out, and we still have 3 more sets to go, because when it comes to glutes, I'm always going to do 4 sets, and I'll be really feeling myself after that one set. Like, look at me about to look back like, ooh, is it there? Can y'all see it? Period. Next exercise is my favorite, which are RDLs, and these are always done wrong. So what you want to do is you want to make sure that your toes are pointed forward, hip width distance apart. You're going to push your hips back, slapping slightly right below your knees, and you want to make sure that you're slightly bending your knees and your back is flat, chin is down to keep the spine neutral. So what a lot of people do is they like to squat down instead of pushing their hips back. So that's what you want to do. You want to just push your hips back, keeping your back flat. Like I mentioned, chin down, slightly bending the knees, and coming up and squeezing your glutes at the top. It's also important to engage your core to prevent any back pain. So you want to be actively squeezing your core as you're doing these RDLs. Next, you're going to grab one dumbbell for hip thrust. You're going to place your back up against a bench or a surface of this sort. You're going to place the weight across your hips, and then you're going to squeeze your glutes and press the dumbbell straight up into the air until your hips are aligned with your shoulders and your knees. You really want to make sure that you are actively engaging your glutes and squeezing them at the top as hard as you can. And also keep your chin tucked to your chest to keep your spine neutral, so try not to rock your head back. So this was not a part of the workout, but I was like, why not? I'm already doing hip thrusts, might as well do glute bridges. So this is kind of the same motion, except for you're going to be laying on the ground. And I personally like to kick my toes up in the air and have only my heels on the ground to activate my hamstrings and my glutes a little bit more. So you're going to thrust up your hips towards the air until your hips are neutral with your shoulders and your knees, and then squeezing your glutes at the very top. And I like to hold it for like about 3 seconds at the top before I go back down. Now onto the quads portion of the workout. We're gonna first start off with some front lunges. So what you wanna do is you wanna take a large step forward and lower yourself into your front leg and your back leg are both at a nearly 90-degree angle, and then step back up into a standing position. So it's gonna be super important here to engage your core to bring your body back up to the standing position, because it can kind of be difficult if you don't really make sure that you're controlling your body. And for today's workout, I'm only going to be doing 3 sets. Lately, when it comes to quads, I only do about 3 sets and maybe in 12 reps instead of 4 sets and 12 reps, because my quads are already pretty big and they grow the fastest. So I really want to focus more on my glutes, my hamstrings, and then of course keeping my back toned and abs. So lately, when it comes to quads, I've only been doing about 3 sets, 12 reps. And then as far as the weight that I'm using here, I believe I was using about 35 pounds as well, like I did with the reverse lunges. So if you're a beginner, you can do this without any weight, or if you're intermediate, start with 10 pounds and increase the weight up till you get to a challenging weight to where you can perform all reps. Next, we're going to have goblet squats, and I'm going to show you guys this exercise in 3 different angles so that you get the full picture. So you want to make sure your toes are pointed forward and hip width distance apart, actually a little bit lower than hip width distance apart. You want to make sure that you keep your chest up while you're holding the weight at your chest, keeping your arms close in. You're going to squat down, keeping your back straight the entire time, and coming up and squeezing your glutes. And now we have our last quad exercise before we get into abs. We're gonna just have some standard squats. So you want your feet to be a little bit wider than hip width distance, toes pointed forward. You're gonna squat down with the weight in front of you in between of your legs, keeping your back flat. And you wanna make sure that you're leaning slightly forward to engage the glutes a little bit more as well. You're gonna come up and squeeze those glutes at the top. So you wanna try not to bring your chest towards the ground, but keep your chest up the entire time. And last but not least, I always like to finish off my workouts with core. Some people like to start their workouts with core, but I like to finish it off this way. We're gonna have plank dips. You're gonna be in a plank position on your elbows, rocking from side to side. Russian twists, I like to do these weighted just to engage the core a little bit more, but you're free to do these without any weights at all. So you're just rocking from side to side. If it's too much to have your legs kicked up, you can just have them popped on the ground. And then toe touches, you're just gonna reach up and touch your toes. I am doing this with a weight, but you can do this without weights as well. And then when it comes to weighted ab exercises, you can always use a lightweight. So I'm only using 5 pounds for all of these, but feel free to use a heavier weight or no weight or something even lighter than 5 pounds, such as 2 pounds or 3 pounds. And then for core, it's kind of up to you for how many sets you'd like to do. I still do 3 to 4 sets depending on how I'm feeling, but even 1 round is better than doing nothing. After my workout, a post-workout protein shake is mandatory, and I'm going to be drinking the Serious Mass from Optimum Nutrition because I am on a weight gain, muscle gain journey. I love taking this because it has the calories that I sometimes don't get through my diet. A half serving is about 625 calories, and a full serving is 1,200 calories with 25 grams of protein in a half serving and 50 grams of protein in a full serving. So I only take about 1 scoop because, I mean, that's about all that I need, and it's a lot of liquid as you can see. So I like to just use only ice and water because it is already very chocolatey, so you don't need to add anything extra. I have tried adding like Oikos yogurt to it once and it was disgusting. So yeah, as good as is. And I do add my own little bit of creatine to it to add the extra effect for muscle building and performance. So I really hope you guys enjoyed this video and the workout and that you're able to use this along your own fitness journey. If you have any suggestions for anything that you'd like to see on my page, please comment down below. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see you all in the next video.